Hello everyone, welcome to my video. Today I want to talk about my writing journey right now. So it's just a quick update and what I've been noticing and all the things that I've probably done 10 times now. So so my editing process right now has been pretty simple, I would say, and it has not really changed since the last video that I've done. And just for saying, school has started again, so it's my last year, so I have to kind of balance writing or editing with my school. So I would not say that it's not hard. But I wouldn't say that it's easy, but you have to really, start looking how you manage it all. So that has been kind of a challenge for me, and a lot of the days I don't really have much time to kind of sit down and really read the chapters and really edit. So I would say that that has been a bit of a challenge. I wouldn't really complain about it because I do read. So the editing process probably very much, the same. I read the chapter and then I say, okay, what do I remove? What do I cut? What do I, write in more detail, or, all of this stuff. So, yeah. I'm right now in chapter 5 of editing, and I have 73,000 words. So yeah, that can change a lot, I would say, because it's not even like half or 1/3 of the book. So there's a lot still left. And I think I used to think editing is more fun, but writing, of course, is much more fun than editing, because you can just be so creative while writing, and editing is just like, polishing all of it, and it's not as interesting as writing, because editing, you're in a very much in a kind of rule box of what to do and what to don't. And while writing, you can be so creative and so open, and you can just, of course, you can also make do it in a different way where you think it might be very interesting. I've seen a lot of people do different stuff with editing, and it's so fun to watch. And for me, I haven't really found the best way to edit my books yet. So I've tried a lot of ways where I just so I wrote one chapter and then I edited it. So I didn't really wait for the whole book to finish. I just used to do it like in between, and that did not really work out for me. So yeah, I mean, it's very different with every writer, and I think you have to really find out what really works best for you, because everybody has a different way. And I think the only way you're going to find out is through experiencing it. So I think you have to be very open with your ideas and your book, because you do want to try out new stuff, and at the end you will 100% find out what does work for you. And I would say in a lot of ways there it is very fun to even try out this stuff. But most of the time, with me, it's most of the times I don't really like changing stuff. I don't really want to get out of that comfort zone that I've created for myself, and mostly that's why I don't really want to try out a lot of new stuff. So yeah, so that's why I have very little ways to do stuff while writing. And yeah, most of the things that I do work for me, but I don't really know if it works for other people. So it's just, you know, it's just do you. So I think after writing for, 6 months, I've noticed that it's a phase, and everything has its own phase. Back then, I used to have like a research phase, which is also very interesting. You basically know or want to find out more about your story, about the characters, about the whole plot. So you have like a research phase where you just research everything that you want, probably about what kind of characters there are in a book or in a movie, like a fictional, or you just want to adapt it from someone, and you research about the places, about words. There's so many things that you have to research about, and I used to have it before the writing process, like the writing phase, and it had like a separate kind of phase. And now it's different because now I'm like have kind of combined both of those stuff, like writing phase and research phase together. And I just, for example, write, and then I notice, oh, I don't really know this thing, so I go and research it. I think everybody has it, but with me, I don't really need a whole separate research phase before I write something. And I think it also depends on the story. For this one, I did not really need a big research phase. For my other books, I did need it. So I don't know if it's like my writing journey that has changed, or it depends completely on the book. So yeah, I think it's just, I see a lot as a new writer. I used to see a lot of people talking about research phase or writing phase or editing phase and all of those stuff, and I did not really understand what it was. So I just want to clear it up, and I think after a while you will start noticing that you've been learning it while you were writing. So you do not really need a whole separate way, a whole separate I don't know. I don't really know how to say it. The funny thing that I've noticed is that when I was like 11, I started writing my first book, and back then I did not really care how to write a book. I just wrote one, and then I wrote the second one, and then I wrote the third one, and then I noticed a lot of people saying or asking how to write a book, and I just did not really ever ask myself that. So after writing my third book, I started to kind of find out or research about how you write a book. And I would say that in my first three books, I have done a lot of mistakes, and I would say that I've learned a lot from this one, from my fourth book, because first I got to know how you write a book, or research about it at least, and second, it was just, I was more concentrated while writing this book. I would say I had I would say, a goal of just like writing like 400 words every single day, which I did not really, done every single day, but it was just a kind of a goal that I had for every single day. So with this book, I do think that I was more in like the writing mood. Yeah. I think after a while, after you write, and then the editing process comes, the editing phase, you're kind of very much attached to the characters, that you start seeing them as real people. I mean, that has nothing to do with the fact that you are crazy. I mean, it's like you have created this whole like world of your writing, of your story, and I think after a while you do get attached to it, so you start viewing them as um, real kind of world. And I do think that's important, to really love the story and really write the story, because if you feel a sense of detachment to your own story, it would be kind of hard for you to finish the story. With the book that I wanted to write before this one, I had a sense of detachment to the characters, to the whole plot, and the whole story, and it was very hard for me to even write a sentence, like, honestly. And I think it just happens when you are not really feeling a sense of safety while you're writing, because just like I said, that is important, and it's a good sign if you are attached to the characters, like, emotionally. Other than that, I don't really think I have anything else to say. I mean, these are the things that I've noticed in the past few days. It was just a quick update, and yeah, all of the things that I have realized or noticed or observed, and just on how I'm writing right now. So, thank you so much for watching.